Abundance. It's something that we all want. You long for a greater degree of abundance, whether it's money or health or love or friendship, whatever it is. And yet it can be the thing that just eludes us, especially when we're talking about financial abundance. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. That you wonder if you're going to have enough, if what you do have is going to last. You might feel guilty for having when you look at and see other people who are struggling. It really doesn't matter. In all of my years of doing this work, what I have discovered is that most people have some kind of issue with around financial wealth, financial abundance. My name is Felicia Searcy, your Dream Life Activator. It is my joy to be your partner in believing. And in this live, I'm going to walk you through a 3-part ultimate guide to unlock the natural state of abundance in your life, that you are meant to be abundant. And I want to be abundant. And I want to help you really understand that. Because we've all been there. You are like looking at the checkbook, wondering if you're going to have enough to cover things for the month, or you have money and you find yourself counting whether or not there's going to be enough or if it's going to last, or you find yourself feeling very abundant, but then you start feeling guilty and maybe you want to hide it a little bit. Believe me, I've been there for all of those things. And the thing that I so appreciate is that coming to understand is that abundance is natural and that there truly is a formula to unlock that abundance. So I'd love to hear if you're watching this live or the replay and what you're watching, where you're watching from, and what are the gold nuggets that are really standing out for you. So, all right. So right now, just tap into yourself in terms of what is your relationship with financial abundance. Is it okay for you to have financial abundance? Is it okay for you to grow your financial abundance? What are the thought processes that go on when you think about truly experiencing a high degree of financial freedom, a high degree of financial wealth or abundance? I know for me that was one of those areas where it was just a real sticking point, that that there was nobility, that I somehow took on a impression or a belief that there was a nobility and financially struggling, until I just hit a point where I realized I didn't want to do that anymore, that was just not fun, and it certainly wasn't serving. And I really wanted to grow my financial freedom and my financial abundance in order to be able to contribute more. If I'm struggling, I certainly am not doing a whole lot of good for somebody else. And so that's when I began to search and study, and I put myself at the feet of some of the most powerful human potential teachers on the planet. And I truly have discovered a paint by number spiritual success system, an ultimate guide to unlocking abundance in my life and then supporting you and unlocking it in your life. And here's the good news. This formula works for any situation. There is no situation for which this formula does not work in terms of transforming it and creating a new dynamic result in your life. So what is the formula? Well, first of all, know that you are first thing you need to know before we even get to the formula is to understand that you have this unlimited capacity to create. It's breathtaking how powerful you are, and how every single one of us has been given an ability to create anything that we can think of. And what is this creative ability? It's our thinking ability. It's our thinking capacity, that we have all been given these amazing gifts called our imagination. And everything starts in imagination. That you have this just brilliant ability to see pictures and run movies in your imagination. And all creation starts first in your imagination. Now, most people may have an inkling of this, but very few people really understand the power of this, and fewer people understand or have developed the ability to harness the power of your imagination by consciously choosing images that you would love to see in your life. That we look at our facts and our conditions, and we're talking about abundance. You look at what's in your checkbook, and in that moment, it becomes so real, and you start running images in your imagination to match your current facts. And we think that that's true. We think that that's real. In reality, it's just simply allowing what's going on in your outside world to direct the creative agent of our imagination. When you understand that all creation starts here, that everything that you desire in your life must first be seen in our imagination, then you become diligent about what you're running in our imagination. I love that Napoleon Hill once said that if you can conceive it, believe it, you can achieve it. All right, so with that said, let's get into this formula. So if we really believed, and so in the comment section, I want to hear, first of all, where are you watching from, live or the replay? And then in the comment section to really share what? Share what? Oh, the gold nuggets, the things that are really standing out for you. And if you believe this, if you believe that our thinking has something to do with our lives. And so if we really believe that our thinking has something to do with the results in our life, then we would become vigilant about what you're showing in your imagination, about what you're thinking, which then leads us to the first step of the ultimate guide to abundance. Number one, blueprint. If we really believe that our thinking has something to do with our results, then we would be super mindful. I mean, hyper vigilant about the images that you show in your imagination. And you would want to run a movie showing something that you love. So you blueprint, you create a vision or a dream, you create a blueprint of a life that you love. And we do this by working with the most powerful, quintessential question that you can work with, which is, what would I love? What would I love? What would I love to do, be, have, give? What would I love? Coming to understand that love itself is seeking a richer, freer, fuller expression through you and by means of you. All right, so you start working with that question, what would I love? And I'm going to encourage you to work in 4 areas, to think about 4 domains in your life to build a vision around. Number 1, your health. What would you love in the area of your health? Number 2, the area of your relationships. Who would you love to call into your life? What kind of relationships would you love to create in your life? Number 3, your vocation. What would you love to do with your gifts and your talents in order to serve with your vocari, your purpose, whether it's paid or volunteer? And then the 4th domain is freedom. And 2 areas of freedom: freedom with your time on your calendar, and freedom with your money in your checkbook. And you begin to play in the arena and the playground of your imagination and really let yourself see those images, and images that you go, oh my gosh, I would love this. So that's step 1. Preliminary, really coming to understand the power that we wield at our fingertips through our ability to imagine different possibilities for ourselves. And then to work very specifically with the blueprint of creating a design of what you then will mentally rehearse in your imagination. Then the second step is to act as. So you're running a movie in your imagination, and you're showing an image of somebody living that life. That somebody is you. Now, the thing to understand is that the purpose of your dream, it's not to get and accumulate and gather and achieve. Those things are wonderful, but that's actually not the real purpose of your dream. The real purpose of your dream is to help you wake up to more of your magnificence, more of who you are created to be. It's not to get things, it's to grow you. It is for who you become in the process. So we allow the vision, the blueprint, to start informing who we are to claim about ourselves. What are we to know about ourselves? Who are we to step into as a higher up leveled version of an already magnificent you? Now life is just asking you to step up into a higher version of that. And so we literally zip ourselves into the skin of the man or the woman living the life in your dream, and you be that person now. And so you ask, if it as it all works out, how do I feel? And you literally put on those feelings of joy and fulfillment and deep gratitude and a sense of coarseness, a calm confidence that absolutely this is your life. And then you ask, how does the person living this life walk into this room? How do they make a phone call? How do they answer this email? How do they make a sandwich? You're going to be somebody. So be the person living the life that you would love. Be that person now. Now, what's magical about this, which leads us to step 3, which is massive imperfect action. We're visualizing, you're putting it on, and now you want to take action, but not just any kind of action. The magic that happens, and it's not magic, it's physics, it's science, and it can feel magical, is that when you envision your dream, your desire, and you literally put on being that person, you do this phenomenon called generate state, where you literally calibrating to a different state of being. And in that state of being, you have access to whole new kinds of ideas, and you become a magnet for opportunities to come to you literally out of the blue. And now, as those ideas are coming and those opportunities are coming, you're taking action. And I say massive imperfect action because it doesn't have to be perfect and measured or censored, that you just keep taking action, that's what you're doing. You're just continuing to take action. And as you take action, and this is inspired action because you're tapping into a stream of intelligence as you've generated a higher state of being, you're taking the action from the place of assumed success, that you've put on that new identity. We can never outperform the way we see ourselves. And so you're learning to see yourself as the person who belongs in this life. And you're taking that action from a place of assumed success. And as you do this, watch how you continue to change, and literally your world changes. All right, so 3 steps, ultimate guide to creating the abundance that you would love. Number 1, blueprint. Know that you have the ability to create and know what you want to create. What would you love in the form of a blueprint? Number 2, act as the person who's living this life now. You literally zip yourself into the skin of that person before a single thing in your world changes. And number 3, you're taking massive imperfect action, allowing yourself to be divinely inspired, divinely guided as you're taking action from a place of assumed success. You put those 3 things together and bam, you are living a life of abundance. All right, so if you would like more, I have a masterclass coming up July 26th, where we're going to take a much deeper dive into the formula of spiritual abundance, spiritual wealth. It's called The Spiritual Side of Money, where we're really going to dig in to what is it to allow yourself from a spiritual perspective to truly experience a much greater degree of abundance. If you want access to that, put abundance in the comment section, and I'll make sure that my team and I get you that information. So my name is Felicia Searcy. It is my absolute joy to be your partner in believing you are amazing. And I look forward to seeing you on my next live and seeing you on July 26th, where we'll really dig into the spiritual side of money. So, mwah, have an amazing week. God bless.